what is inflation? When we talk about inflation, we're talking about a persistent increase in the general price level over time. Typically in the US, we measure inflation month to month. So every month, the Bureau of Labor Statistics will release the new inflation numbers. But when economists talk about inflation, we usually compare year to year. So we're talking about the annual change from last year to this year. And when we talk about the general price level, we're talking about typically the Consumer Price Index, or CPI, in the US. Different countries have similar indices, but let's call it Consumer Price Index. And it's essentially a method that we use to look at the average family, say in the United States. What do we consume? A basket of items that the average family consumes. Not the wealthiest family, not the poorest family, the average family. We buy groceries, we buy transportation, entertainment, clothing, you name it, all of these items. And the BLS will literally look at item by item, hundreds of items in this basket, and they'll look at actual prices associated with a gallon of milk, associated with a pound of rice or pasta, whatever it is. And we'll get the average prices of the typical items that people buy from grocery stores. So we put a price tag on all of those items, and we create an index, sort of a weighted average. And that index is Consumer Price Index, and then we compare it month to month, year to year. If the index is increasing, we call that inflation. If the index is decreasing month to month or year to year, we call that deflation, which is the opposite of inflation.